So there's probably some rain. So there's probably some rain that's gonna come in. So what I want to do is I could just do this, then I could just go for it. Alright, so yep, we got a 30 place grip penalty, so should we just save the car? Yeah, we're gonna probably save the car. We're gonna save the car, save that gearbox, save the MGUH, retire from the session. We're just gonna save it. We're gonna start from the back of the grid anyway. So Lando Norris goes through Q1. As you can see, we're not gonna go to the race. We're already gonna go to the next session because we're gonna start from the back of the grid anyway. So basically ruins our championship hopes. But if Lewis Hamilton DNFs, it's all over.
Bad luck out there today. Let's talk about it. How's your grid penalty going to affect your strategy going into the race? You won't be starting at the front of the pack. How do you think this team will be feeling after? Appreciate your time.
So Norris is back in this rivalry. Actually, I'm still winning it, so. Alright, so
unfortunately we've picked up some grid penalties and we'll be starting further back than you expect. As for how bad it is, that'll depend on what the other drivers get.
I'm gonna get a new gearbox as well, just for the sake of it. I've had so many issues with the reliability. Look at this. We've got 64, 66, 68, 60, and then 63. We got these. This, I could have obviously used that, but then just you need a better reliability than this. The turbocharge is the most relatable because the turbocharge screwed us up, but the control electronics has just screwed us up twice. That's why we're gonna use a new power unit. Had the most good penalty. We actually even had a great penalty that much. Yeah.
Welcome along to the most popular city in North America and home now to the Mexico City Grand Prix. It's a sellout crowd as usual here at one of the shortest circuits on the Formula One calendar. So who, I wonder, will the crowd cheer on today to the top step of the podium? We're a long way above sea level here in Mexico today, which could pose some cooling issues for the cars as they make their way around this 2.6 mile lap. 17 corners with top speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour. And watch out for potential overtaking into turns 1 and 4. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. so always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Sainz, Pierre Gasly, and Ocon. Stroll, Giovinazzi, Verstappen, and Fernando Alonso. Leclerc, Mazepin, Yuki Tsunoda, and Russell. Mick Schumacher, Latifi, they've taken a grid penalty. Kimi Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel.
No way.
Norris and Brown. Now, it's almost time for lights
No
out, so
way.
let's go down to the track.
Lando Norris is going to start alongside me, so I don't have a teammate.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
I'll do 1.2, right? So I could go for mediums, then I could go for the hards, and we can remove the stint. 4 seconds what we gained, 4 seconds what we lost. We could go for that one stop because that doesn't harm this strategy, which we will have to go mediums. Medium soft. If we revert this, do we want to go one stop here? I can stretch the mediums out. I could go for a one-stop strategy, but the problem is, okay, so who's on the medium tires? Alright, so who's on the mediums? Every single one of the top 6 is on the softs. Stroll's on the hards. I feel like Stroll's strategy is good, so I could go hards as well. Now here's the thing. This one's good. But if I can go hards, then remove that stint. Oh yeah, this could be good. Alright, I'll go for this one, for that one-stop strategy. Alright, this is gonna be cool. But anyway, C22 plus grid penalty. We're gonna go 5 lights away from the drivers, and it's lights out, and away we go for the penultimate round of this 2021 World Championship, Formula 1 World Championship. Lando Norris is stuck now behind us, as now we're gonna be trying to find a way. See, everyone's on that inside. Mick Schumacher, and now you see the two McLarens side by side with each other towards turn 1. Charles Leclerc's down to this. We're gonna be up into 11th place. As you see, the Haas right there, I think that's Yuki Tsunoda, sorry, Nikita Mazepin, I mean, who is battling with Charles Leclerc in that Ferrari. Oh, what are you doing?
Check your MFD
What was
ratings.
Verstappen doing? I was trying to go on that inside. Oh, that was completely dangerous. We forced off the track. Okay, so we're up into 9th place. Logically speaking, Max Verstappen's gonna get held up here. Oh, vehicle condition?
Couldn't receive that. Repeat the message.
Vehicle condition.
No issues with tyre wear.
Alright.
Keep taking care of them.
Alright, as we make the move on the inside of Verstappen and now on the outside of Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi's gonna hold him up big time. Oh. So Verstappen's gonna have a hard time now that Giovinazzi's on that medium composite tire. So at the moment, it's a Mercedes from an Alpha Tauri of Pierre Gasly, then it's Lewis Hamilton in 3rd. So Gasly having a great start. And at the moment, meanwhile, we're just gonna try to make a little move on Esteban Ocon. Oh, mine, I spoke too soon. As Max Verstappen further back behind, he's making a move. Right, we're gonna try to make a move on our own. Oh my god. You make the move on the inside of Esteban Ocon there. That was a little bit tough, but
Good job. Nice overtake.
we're up into 6th place. Is it Hamilton? It is Hamilton. So Hamilton, as it stands right now, will not win the championship, as does Valtteri Bottas. So if we stay in this position, we are about to win the World Championship. As we're trying to make a move on Carlos Sainz. Get a good run there. Though we exceed track limits, is now towards the outside we go. Carlos Sainz backs out of it. He didn't want to fight it that often, not much. So we are up into P5. Valtteri Bottas on the 1:18.00. We are on the 1:17.442, so we're 6/10 quicker. And from last place, we could be up for a last to first challenge here. See Lewis Hamilton trying to make something happen, trying to catch up to Gasly, who's struggling to gain to Valtteri Bottas. And here we go. Meanwhile, while that is happening, we're going to try and come in on the outside of Sergio Perez. And Perez, let's see, does he still have a nose? To the inside we go. Or is Perez still there? No, he's not no more. So we are up into P4 in 3 laps. Oh, the constructors battle is going to be a really tough time, isn't it? We're going to lose that many points to the Mercedes. Because Lando Norris is not being Lando Norris at the moment. And Lewis Hamilton, he looks on behind and he sees a McLaren right behind him. Now towards the exit, is Lewis Hamilton going to make the move? As a 1:17.430 for the McLaren driver. Here comes Hamilton. He's going to go to the outside. Gasly defends. Is he going to make it nice and easy? Yes, it is. And Gasly's now up into Gasly's now down to 3rd. And now, what was that? Pierre Gasly. Anyway, he just made it easy. So, hold on. I can't make this cleaner than expected, so. But anyway, down the inside we go. We cut the corner. Gasly. Anyway, now that we both have DRS, so now we're gonna catch up to Hamilton.
P3.
Now I'm eyeing on the Mercedes of Lewis Hamilton. Lando Norris is having a tough time overtaking traffic. Oh, we're having a tough time trying to handle this car. Right now Hamilton's the one that's under pressure. Am I going to be that aggressive? No, he's not. He does not want to be that aggressive, but he just wants to show how the boss he is. Jake's just trying to find that front wheel, trying to go for Lewis Hamilton. He's still quicker than the Mercedes, isn't he? And now with DRS is Hamilton. Where's he going to defend? Jake Brown's just a little bit squirrely. Hamilton, and Brown's not going to be close enough. Oh, but Hamilton locks up. Brown has to brake a little more than usual. He knows. He knows. Here we go. Is Hamilton gonna make that move? Brown's gonna try to go around the outside. He fakes him. He goes around the outside. Is Brown gonna be late to on the brakes? They're still side by side. Who's gonna get the better exit? And Jake Brown takes 2nd place away from Lewis Hamilton. Now that he's got 2nd place, he can just chillax. The championship is his, but the problem is the Constructors' Championship as well. That's what McLaren is also chasing. If Lando can't do his job, Brown has no choice but to try and gain on Valtteri Bottas. But anyway, even though he's not going to try, Brown's just going to go for it anyway. He's got the pace, soft tires, but later on in the race he doesn't have the pace that much. Jake's not using ERS. And Jake's not even using the ERS that much. He knows that he's gonna be quicker without him, so he wants to win this race, and he has the downforce, he has everything in his disposal. He just has to make this click. He's actually gaining on Valtteri Bottas here just a bit. It's a 1.9 second gap. He's been pulling away from Lewis Hamilton. Jake Brown, he's starting to gain some ground. He's gained 0.3 of a second in this lap, so Jake Brown, he's gaining on Valtteri Bottas. Lewis Hamilton's lost another second, so he's 2.1 seconds back. There's Pierre Gasly now under pressure from Sergio Perez. The two Red Bulls at the moment are struggling even to keep up with Pierre Gasly. AlphaTauri's are quick so far, especially with the grid penalties the likes of Lando Norris and the rest of those guys got, but right now we're focusing on the battle for the lead. Jake is 1.5. He's making that gap still there. He's 1.3. He's closing. And that's the stands. It's gonna be a championship standings.
As things stand, we'll be leading the championship.
It's all about the World Championship, isn't it? At McLaren, at the Woking factory. As you can see, Brown's closed in. He's going to be in DRS zone any minute. He's that great towards this circuit. This is one of his favorite circuits on the calendar.
You're catching the car ahead by around 0.5 a lap.
He's that good, isn't he? He just doesn't care if he's going to use DRS. He just wants to get past the Valtteri Bottas. Now, dude, dare say that now Jake's closed in big time. The new power is actually working out for Brown because he didn't set a time in qualifying. He decided to quit qualifying. The Lando Norris has got a grid penalty that is far-fetched, and now 8 laps into this race, and Jake Brown's up to second place and is catching Valtteri Bottas. Right to the back of that Mercedes, isn't he? Trying to get the run, and now Valtteri Bottas might just be a little bit in danger, isn't he? Jake Brown, here he comes the championship leader, soon to be Formula 1 World Champion, and here he goes. Where will Bottas go? Is he going to go to the inside? Yes, he is. Bottas. Now Brown goes for the switchback, and that was nice. Brilliant move by Jake Brown, but now Valtteri Bottas is going to try and get him on the exit. Valtteri Bottas, though, does not have the same effective DRS as him, but he got the brilliant exit. Brown, Bottas, side by side. Who's going to get the better exit? Jake Brown or Valtteri Bottas will? Contact between the two, the Mercedes and Jake Brown. Is he going to give this up? No, yes he is. He has to, but look at the exit again. Brown.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some time.
And Brown has to give up that position. Bottas doing really well to keep up and to defend against the World Championship leader. He's out of the championship contention anyway, unless Brown's making something. He's not going to help him at all, but at the moment, as it stands right now, it's going to be a world champion. There is going to be a world champion crowned here in Mexico. The problem is, Valtteri Bottas has got some defense to work on, because right now, here he comes once more. Brown's going to try and make a move. No, he does not. Bottas. He's going to wait until the next straight is Jake, isn't he? Yes, he is. He's going to be close enough. No, he's not. He can't attack towards those corners, and Jake Brown's just not close enough.
3.2 seconds.
Brown's just never going to be close. Yeah, Bottas is playing the line of defense here, unless he makes a mistake. Here we go though, here comes Brown. He's going to make a move. Is he going to make the move here? Brown's going to try and go to the inside. No, he's too far back. And he's not the place where he can send it. Jake knows that. If Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, Lewis just doesn't have the pace this weekend. He's just been behind his teammate.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the hards.
And now, this is going to be the moment that Jake Brown will take the lead away from Valtteri Bottas. Here he comes. Brown takes the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. Valtteri Bottas is going to try and fight back on the inside. Brown tries to park it on the apex. Bottas is still there. Is Bottas going to try and get the exit? I think he can. No, Bottas still can. Here he comes. It's Valtteri.
Lando is in the pits. Lando in the pits.
Oh, Bottas is just... Oh. You know, he's gonna back out this time. Jake has to go for the backing out of this time, but Bottas slows him down. Once again, Jake Brown's been pulling the defense by Valtteri Bottas here. Now he's got the good run. Here he comes. He's gonna make the move down the inside. Yes, he is. He's gonna make the move, but he's wide through the exit of the corner, and Jake Brown has to sell once more. You just gotta be patient, Valtteri Bottas. It's just Valtteri Bottas. Oh, Bottas has to come into the pit. Brown has to slow down. So Brown made contact.
Push the tyres too hard. You're probably losing some grip at this point.
So it's still now Jake Brown who leads. And use of tyres for Lewis Hamilton, as well as Valtteri Bottas. Now Bottas needs a really good outlap. You know, the overcut does work for Mercedes. So for McLaren, as Brown's starting to slide, if the overcut works for McLaren, Lando Norris did not go for a one stop, he decides to go for a two stopper. Valtteri Bottas has got a lap and a half, possibly, because Jake is just going to try to stretch that out. You know him, you can stretch the gap out in this one-stop strategy. Now, as for the rest, I know Valtteri Bottas is gaining some time.
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
He's 18.9 seconds now ahead of Jake Brown, so Brown might just go for a push lap. At the moment, it just seems like Jake Brown's not... He's definitely going to try to go for a push lap here on this one, on this next lap, because he's going to come out in second place. Now if Jake just goes for just one lap, Team track on the third, Jake Brown. So he is pushing. He's gonna come out behind Valtteri Bottas, so we know he's gonna be on that possible one-stop strategy. Wow. No, Jake has to go for a one-stop strategy, so that is a possible chance. So, here we go then. Jake Brown comes into the pits. 2.5 seconds. He's on the hard tires. Valtteri Bottas is going to come out now to the exit of the foul corner. He just crosses the line. He's on a really good lap. And Valtteri Bottas
Last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
got 2.8, 3 seconds up ahead, and now Lewis Hamilton. So now, what is going to happen in this one? Do we have a last lap thriller? Jake Brown's on the hard tires. Lewis Hamilton on those softs. We know that they're going to come in for one more pit stop. Jake, I think, will not. So McLaren, they have gone for the one stop on the guy who is, well, they're going to put the risky strategy on the guy who really can play this really risky. Okay, Gasly at the moment on that medium tire, so he's going to be quick later in the race with this extra soft compounded tire. But as you can see, Jake is just a hard tire, so no catching by Lewis Hamilton just yet. It's new boots for the World Championship leader. Now, what can Lewis Hamilton do as Valtteri Bottas' teammate, and also the man who's also fighting for that constructors title? You have to think now. If you need more points, then you have to pass Jake. If you can't, then that's just really unfortunate for him. All we know is that Jake Brown has done a strategy that will risk himself a chance for the title. It will risk him to seal the title here today. Hamilton could go for that medium tire early and then go quicker than Valtteri Bottas in just a couple of laps, but you know, Jake is just going for it. He's gonna go for this tire for one lap. If Jake's gonna go for one tire, for example, Lance Stroll goes for starting on the hard tire, he's gonna go to the softs until the end. As you can see, just Lewis Hamilton cannot catch him. So right now Jake is quicker on the hard tires than Valtteri Bottas is on the softs. Now that's interesting. He's just a tenth quicker. So I feel like the hards are really giving Brown the opportunity to strike here. No way is Jake Brown gonna lose this race, right? There's no way. And he will lose a race like this. He needs to win this race if he wants to be crowned world champion. I mean, not need to win this race, but you have to be in a sense where there's going to be something that's going to happen between the top 3 drivers. And right now, Lando Norris with that new power unit, he's still fighting for points. And Lando Norris has been quite amazing so far this season. Well, Brown made a mistake towards those corners. And towards the exit of the corner now, just goes. Just trying to avoid that slipstream that Lewis Hamilton's getting. He knows that Jake Brown. Just go for it. You can't believe it. That Jake Brown will just go for it. Sergio Perez in 6th. 2 Red Bulls. Not having the greatest of races this season in Mexico. So far, the constructors battle, they haven't even had a great battle. So at this point, it's down to it's down to Mercedes and McLaren for that elusive 2021 Constructors World Championship. Actually, Jake's just way quicker towards those bends, as you saw there. So at the moment, Formula 1 is in high spirits. It's a 1.8 second gap between Brown and Hamilton. It's a 3.6 second gap between Bottas and Lewis Hamilton, as Brown loses the rear. Now gets it back towards the final corner. It's still Jake Brown, and he's on the 18s, which is a tenth slower than Valtteri Bottas. If you're a tenth slower, if you're a guy like Jake Brown, if you're a guy like Sebastian Vettel, or say less or Max Verstappen in some sorts, you have to be pushing to just get that win. But right now Jake is just managing the tires, but at the same time he's just doing the same lap times. And that's how quick Jake is in this track. That's how quick the McLaren is, and that's how you know Jake's skill is good.
You need to slow down before hitting the corners. We don't want to get a penalty.
Jake Brown, they say track limits again, so he's just having fun. I mean, you can't blame the man. He's the young boy out of the Philippines who grew up in the United Kingdom, represents Britain.
We're starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
You know, you don't need to push. You just have to keep it the right course. You can see Jake Brown's actually pulled away from Lewis Hamilton. So Lewis Hamilton and Jake Brown, they're not going to battle as what Bottas would have hoped for. So Bottas would be thinking, well, he needs to just go for it. Valtteri needs to go and push, because if you won't push, you're not gonna make out this race as the race winner. If you want Bottas to win, you have to really push the gun here. Jake is quick, and as you can see, right behind him, he just gained a couple of tenths here. He's gained a couple of tenths on Valtteri Bottas, and he's gained also on Lewis Hamilton. So 2 Mercedes, they might be in pressure mode here. Brown's also not going to pit again, so Jake is just lapping quicker than the 2 Mercedes on hard tires. It means that the hard tires in this situation, the second stint, are better on the McLaren. Brown knows that his tire choice is always wants to go for a one-stop strategy, but
so all of our tyre pressure data is reading 0 at the moment. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about.
Engineer, repeat.
Okay, so all of our tyre pressure data is reading 0 at the moment. Assuming they still look inflated to you, we're going to guess it's just a bad sensor. Shouldn't be anything to worry about.
Right, so we don't have any punctures at the moment, so we have issues during the sensor. Jake Brown's having maybe a little issue on the sensors of the McLaren pit wall, but it's still look inflated. I mean, if you want Jake to go for it, then he has to go for it, but right now he's winning in these situations as Lewis Hamilton has reacted to Jake Brown's lap times, and he's going to come in for medium tyres, as well as Carlos Sainz behind him, and as well Max Verstappen. Sergio Perez stays out. Max Verstappen's the one who will go for it. There's Pierre Gasly.
We're leading our teammate by 28.9 seconds.
And Lando Norris, he's been having a tough time in that situation right now. Valtteri Bottas might look to come to the pits in the next lap as well, but remember, Jake is on a one-stop strategy, so you have to remember that. Jake might just have this covered. He's got the win in sight. Well, Bottas for a pit stop, yes he is, and Valtteri Bottas is coming to the pits. So Bottas has come in, Jake Brown takes the lead again, so...
Fantastic stuff, really well done, that's first.
And someone has got an issue, and it's one of the Alpines. I think it's Fernando Alonso. It is Fernando Alonso. Oh wait, it's Esteban Ocon. So Esteban Ocon, he's smoking. So at the moment, it is Jake Brown leading
Some information on Ocon. They're
the
retiring
Formula
from the
1
race.
Grand Prix. Again, from last place, remember. He is leading from last place. He came back into this one. He did have to change the power unit. And all of a sudden, he's quicker than all of those guys who were on that second stint.
Caution.
Yellow flags are out for Esteban Ocon.
If you continue to cut.
So Esteban. So we're gonna have some sort of issue like in this race. Maybe with tires, but we are on 38% at the moment in this first half, so probably we should be fine. What will Valtteri Bottas think now? Did he fuck up the strategy by going to a two-stop, or did Jake Brown also pick it up and go for a one-stop strategy? I mean, he's got to be quicker than anyone else in that second stint. In that third stint, I don't know, but if he can still lap the times he's doing right now, then he should be okay throughout the rest of the stint. But the problem is now, you've got to wonder. You've got to wonder whether or not does the one-stop strategy really work? I mean, it does, but in the new era, we have never seen a one-stop really do well like this. So, if Bottas wants to win, he needs to push on. And so far, push on, not doing it so far. So far, so good for the McLaren, but so far, not good for the Mercedes. I mean, that's just the whole point of the game. You have to do something. If you're Valtteri Bottas, if you're Mercedes, right now it's just not happening. Tires do feel okay, but does the guy really do feel okay? I mean, look at this. Jake Brown's been that guy. He has been pushing for so long to try and possibly get that one stop to work, and it's worked. He's the only one who's gone for a one stop other than Lance Stroll. I feel like Lance Stroll, he's still going around the circuit. Well, meanwhile, Lando Norris, he's down in 13th at the moment, and meanwhile Lance Stroll's still running in 8th place. So the guy with the one stopper, he's still going well there in the circuit at the moment. That this one-stop strategy by McLaren, I should say, it's working exponentially, because look at that. Look how the gap is to Bottas, and Bottas is not gonna gain it so far if he's doing this pace at this rate. If he's pushing like this, so he's not gonna gain anything from the championship leader. I feel like Jake Brown has just got this win and outsmarted the likes of Valtteri Bottas and that Mercedes crew. You know them, Valtteri Bottas has been inexplicably good, but the problem is, once again, they are struggling to find this good strategy. And so far, Jake Brown, he's gonna lap the Haas of Mick Schumacher. Rightfully so, deserves a good package. Here's Mick Schumacher. Will he get out of the way? He gets his third warning. And there he is, Mick Schumacher. And Jake's just gonna try and get some speed off of Mick Schumacher. Try and possibly get the fastest lap of the race. Oh, he's actually 5 times quicker than anyone on the circuit. He's that good, is he?
Gap to teammate behind is 50.7 seconds.
Maybe he'll lap his teammate. Maybe he'll lap his teammate here just a little bit, but as you can see, Jake's quickness, he just got too quick. He's gained now a couple of tenths here on the guys behind him, and he's gone quicker. 1:17, 1:42. That is an unbelievable lap for a guy who's on hard tires. He is comfortable, he's getting comfortable with those tires, and he's quicker than anyone else on the circuit. He's been hibernating for a long time now. So at the moment, it is still a McLaren domination. No one's backing down from it. Lando Norris, he's not been lapping the best of times, but you have to understand. He just came stupid. So, coming out of the pits from one of the Williams, Jake Brown is really doing so well in this track, is he? This track record here, come on. We just beat the track record of McLaren, so it's probably good, but you know, sometimes we never know. Pierre Gasly now finally comes into the pits. And Jake's actually gained so much
No tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
on the guys in front of him. He went from last, and already he's gonna come up to first. That is unbelievable. Jake has just been that guy. You can't believe that he is doing these laps on the hard set of tires, but it is true. He is doing this on hard tires. He's still lapping as quick as Valtteri Bottas. The other Williams comes into the pits. So Bottas, 18.2 seconds, lap 28 of 36. Still a long way to go in this battle, but at the moment I think the battle has been won. McLaren is just that quick. If you want to be that quick, then you have to just actually push it. But right now he's taking his time as the Mercedes boys. They'll be happy with their points haul today. They've gained at least a point. To the McLarens. Lando Norris, he's up there in 9th place, so that is good, but the problem is there's a raging Lance Stroll gonna be behind him very shortly. So it's gonna be a 9-point gap. Alright, so that is gonna be a so at the moment, still a couple of battles along the way, no safety cars. And we've actually never had a safety car so far this season. Last time was, so far in this United States trip, last time we ever had one was in Italy in the season with the Lando Norris crash. And even before that, there was no safety cars. So only one safety car, period, in the season so far, which is the least in a season in Formula 1 history. It's only just one. So That is interesting indeed. But at the moment, even with the safety car, Jake Brown will just carry on and still lead this race. Max Verstappen, meanwhile, he's still in 5th place. The Red Bulls are still struggling for pace. Lando Norris, he's still struggling to find a way to get past Charles Leclerc, or even gain some time on Charles Leclerc in this one. His teammate at the moment, teammate status.
Repeat that. There's interference.
Teammate status.
They're on old mediums. They're in. Ninth. The time last lap was a 1 minute 18.0.
Give me a minute. So all TCWS say. So Jake Brown, he's still going at it at 50 miles an hour. Sorry, at 160 miles an hour throughout these bends and corners. Still a long way to go in this race, and 7 laps to go. You think that Jake will come in? No. He's just managing the gap, and as you can see, look at that gap. It's 18 seconds. Jake has been managing that gap for a long time now, and this is his first pit stop. This is only just his first tire choice, so that is very interesting indeed. 2-time world champion Fernando Alonso. Well, he's still running. He's fighting with the likes of the Aston Martins there. And speaking of fighting, we've got to wonder. Alfa Romeo, they've been fighting in the R&D department with the likes of... Oh! Someone's had a problem. And I think it's Lewis Hamilton. It's Lewis Hamilton, and that is going to be the end of the championship chances. So Lewis Hamilton has blown it up, and that, with it, his championship challenge. So it means that we are going to crown a new champion for 2021. And in the name, it's another Briton. It's Jake Brown. Mexico is where British drivers win championships, and the man that we're on board right now is an example of it. Carlos Sainz will finish on the podium. This So as you can see, 3.1 second pit stop, bro. Like, what is this? Alright, anyway. 6 laps still remaining in the Grand Prix of Mexico. And at the moment, it is all Jake Brown who leads. No Lewis Hamilton in sight. No. So it means that as it stands, we are gonna be, I think we're gonna be tied in the Constructors title. Maybe, or it's gonna be close in the battle for the Constructors Championship, but I think we're 21 points back, and then we won USA, right? And then Norris finished 4th. Sorry, Norris was 3rd, so 18. Right, so the 11 points, that's 10. So at the moment, actually, this is gonna be a tie.
You'll be noticing a bit of grip loss in the tyres around now, so just be careful.
Not go for the fastest lap. We already have the point.
Second lap on the car behind.
We already have the point, so is Lance Stroll able to gain from Lando Norris? I guess not, but right now are we lapping slower than the guys? Than like the likes of Russell or Giovinazzi? We're on the 18.7s and we are on the 18.4s, so probably not. 18.6s, so we got gained a 10th. Yeah. New wug. Anyway, so alright, so 18.5 seconds the gap. We could come into the pits. But that will be a problem. That will be a massive problem. Just no one will stop. Jake Brown and his teammates. There's Antonio Giovinazzi. Valtteri Bottas will just gain now to the Alfa Romeo and the Williams. So Aston Martin will get a haul of points here. I'm trying to gain points. It's just that it is gonna be hard to race on these conditions. .38 second gap to Max Verstappen. Okay, Verstappen's now up into the podium. He knows that podium is just right there, and now he's gained on it. So Verstappen now sitting comfortably now in 3rd. Meanwhile, we're catching to the likes of Antonio Giovinazzi and as we're struggling now for grip on these tires, and still we're lapping around 17.9, so that is a brilliant sight to see. As now there is a battle right in front of us. Russell and Giovinazzi, two young studs.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
So We've got a couple laps still to go. We have 3 more laps remaining. There's Fernando Alonso. So we're going to be up in the championship by 2 points in the constructors as well. So now we're outscoring Valtteri Bottas by a lot. So now we're going to have to go through Victory Circle later on tonight. This is going to be a fantastic, fantastic way to celebrate a championship. It's going to be a championship night. Celebrations invoking. Is Fernando Alonso gonna fight this? Fernando Alonso will definitely not fight this. He got more pace in him. So Fernando Alonso gets past. Giovinazzi will let us pass. Our first sector already purple. And now Alonso's back in the clutches of Giovinazzi. Sorry, Giovanazzi's back in the clutches of Fernando Alonso, I should say. But at the moment, it is still a championship winning night. So, World Championship aspirations is over for the Mercedes. Still constructors though. It's still there, but with the performances that we're having, I don't know if we're gonna fail with this. There's Yuki Tsunoda. So 1 more lap to go. I guess we could just burn some of this.
This is your final lap of the race.
A 1/10 of a second slower than my fastest lap time. Could have been a fastest lap on lap 35, but right now it is going to be celebrations in McLaren in this final lap. Definitely a lap of glory. Never mind. %67 on my tires. The one-stop strategy works beautifully. As you can see, look at that gap between myself and the rest of those guys. You see Yuki Tsunoda's right there, making mistakes here. Okay. The understeer just kicks in. But anyway, 21.5 seconds. And Mexico, they will celebrate, and there's the fireworks, because they know the world champion. Last time there was no rookie in 2007. We thought no one would defeat the rookie curse until now. Jake Brown wins the Mexican Grand Prix, and he is the 2021 Drivers' World Champion. A beautiful sight to see. Jake Brown winning the World Championship as a rookie.
It's been an incredible year for Formula One, and our drivers have all pushed themselves this season, making it one of the most
Look at that.
racing in history. There can only be one champion, however, and here they are now. our new Formula One World
We are
Drivers'
Drivers World
Champion.
Champion, baby.
Spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve
Look
this?
at that.
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool
The world
even during some
champion.
more hectic parts of the race meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
As the winners make their way
Look
up to
at
the
that.
podium, one can only imagine the celebrations that will take place at McLaren tonight.
We thought Lewis
Congratulations to
Hamilton would go
everyone on
for
the
him.
team, securing the win and proving they're a force to be reckoned with out on the track.
Unbelievable.
Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
I have to give it to
Wow.
Brown. There was a lot going on all down the
Coulda-
field.
coulda got
They
both
were
of them,
the only
actually.
one who I really felt maximised their potential.
Sebastian
It's time to
Vettel
see
got.
how things are shaping up in the Constructors'
Oh.
Championship. McLaren supplant the previous leaders, taking control of the championship. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
Unbelievable. Let's look at the standings. 58-point gap between Lewis Hamilton and myself. Landon Norris secures 5th, I think. So he might secure that as well. You got Carlos Sainz. Ferraris are having a great time, but look at this. Blessing. Yeah, this is brilliant. This is a brilliant sight to see. A 58-point gap in the standings, but more importantly, the Constructors' Championship secured. Well, we're almost going to secure that. Lando Norris came all the way from 20th. Sorry, came all the way from 19th to 8th. He almost lost that, actually. Look at this. Fantastic. A beautiful view. It's a world champions. Checkered flag, bro. Check victory. That's amazing. That's beautiful. So that's gonna do it. We'll see you next. Look at that. Lando Norris 57 seconds behind. I'm happy. We've done really well this weekend, and yeah, that's good. We'll see you in the next ones. Goodbye. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the day for the season finale. We still have a constructors title left remaining. I'll see you then. Goodbye, and